Welcome back to week 2. We have a fun treat for you. We're going to give you a little behind the scenes treat, aren't we?
We sure are. If you notice, we have an extra person sitting at the table today.
It's me!
It's Amy!
It's Amy!
This is one of our fabulous designers, and guess why she's here? Do you know why?
No way.
You know. Tell us.
I was gonna say, it should be pretty obvious in that she said one of our designer friends.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun if we kind of highlight some of our graphic designers that make all the fabulous paper and embellishments that we work with. So today, because we're working with Elf Magic for our house,
Which is my line.
it's Amy's line, so I thought we'd have Amy come and kind of tell us a little bit about herself and about her line.
We also, this is ironic and fitting. We use a little bit of mistletoe intermingled with it and Blitzen, but Amy actually designed both mistletoe and Elf Magic. So tell us about you, Amy.
Let's see. I'm a graphic designer. I've worked here for 2.5 years. And mainly anything that's cute and kind of the more less grungy, more graphic style, I probably made. Like with these cute little characters that I made and love so much. This one I modeled after my daughter Alora. And I showed it to her, and she goes, because on the chipboard she's got long legs, and she goes, "Mom, my legs do not look that long. This can't be me." And I was like, "It's based on you. It isn't actually you."
And a fun fact, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't you tell me once you actually hand draw a lot of your
On the
design
computer.
elements?
Yeah, I do.
She just has them all in her marvelous brain and puts them on there. So we're just so excited to have her with us. And what gave you the inspiration for Elf Magic?
So my inspiration for this mainly started from Elf on the Shelf. Also, when I was little, we used to have Santa send us letters. My mom had arranged it for my grandma or something. I don't know. So he would send us letters, and we'd look for the letter every year to come, and then we would reply, and that's when we would ask for fun things from Santa. So I had to put a little elf getting a letter from Santa because I think it's adorable.
Do you know, side note, I have little girls, and they wrote a letter to Santa Claus. Nothing to do with this on this part. There came a postcard from Hawaii with the Santa on it saying that he was on vacation in Hawaii.
That's awesome.
The postmaster, the post office in our little town must have done it. It was so cute.
That is super cute.
Anyway, they're believers.
And in the noteworthy, I included, not that you can see it in this package, but there's like a little photo strip of all of the little naughty things that our Elf on the Shelf or our fun little elf friends may have gotten into while we were sleeping. Because it's naughty that way. Can you believe that?
Let's see.
See,
Oh, they are naughty.
Yep. He's writing with toothpaste, putting mustaches on everyone, and photo props. How funny is he?
It's just such a fun and really
Super
interactive
fun
line. It's a delight. And I love the little elves peeking just everywhere. You did a fabulous job, as always.
Oh, thank you,
We're
guys.
so glad Amy could come and spend a second with us because we love our designers. They're brilliant. So thank you, Amy. And then let's get to the fun of making our house beautiful.
Bye, friends.
So first we're going to start with doing the glittery edges of the house. Instead of frosting, we've got to put something else on the corners, so I decided to use a glittery edge. And it's very simple. Just take your score tape, however much you need. Carly, do you want to play along?
Oh, heck yes.
Okay, don't do anything with it yet.
Okay.
Just lay it down, Carly, and take it easy now.
So excited.
I know. You want
This one.
Okay. This is from Glitter Ritz. So we're just using, it's like ultra fine. And that's super good for score tape. Oh, and we still have the,
Oh, I have an uncontrollable urge to blow this at you.
please don't. Okay. We're gonna kind of hold it over the coffee filter. Why coffee filters, you may ask?
Why coffee filters?
Thank you.
Mhm.
Because paper is static, but coffee filters are not, so you'll be able to get all your glitter back in your bottle after you're done. So just sprinkle it all over the tape. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. And dump it off.
Oh my gracious, look how
Look
pretty that
how
is.
cute. And then you just Push it down, good, so it stays on the tape. You can go on the back side. And I just like to burnish it so it do mine. I will do yours. That way, make sure that it gets in there good and tight. Okay. And then you have essentially glitter tape. Tricky part, getting the tape off the back side now.
Do we have to glitter the other side?
No. That's your
Else
sticky
it wouldn't
side.
stick, huh?
That's correct. Can you get it?
Not a lot
I
gets
can't
by
get it.
me. Like so?
Just like that. Stick it on whatever you want to stick it on. I can't get mine on. Mine's just being done. There we go.
So then you can just dump the excess back
And
in
the
your
excess
bottle.
just goes back in your bowl.
Waste not, want not.
Exactly. And it just sticks right down on whatever you want it to stick on. And there you have whatever color glitter you like. And it's very, very simple. And it does not come back off.
Okay, and
Same.
then
Yep,
I made a mess.
you made a mess.
I know that will surprise you.
Yes. Same thing, you can do it on ribbon. If you like to put ribbon on the edge. That's
How
your
do you make
piece.
it stick?
I'll show you. See, it's so staticky I can't even get it off.
Here, this one.
Oh, thank you. You like to be glittery. Okay, we're going to use our score tape again. And this time we're sticking the ribbon onto the tape.
Oh,
turn.
you're gonna make me do it?
Do it, do it.
Pay no attention to my technique, which will be incorrect.
This time you are going to take off the backing. And again, you're going to glitter the sticky side.
You made a bigger mess than me.
I know. That's okay. You'll clean it up when I'm done.
Sure. Oh, bother. I can't get mine off. There we go. So I glitter the sticky side, right?
I'll
Obviously.
glitter the sticky side this time. We're making glittery ribbon. Okay, this one will not be sticky, so you do have to use adhesive on the back. But look how fun. I hope you can see it. Look how fun the glittery looks
so fun.
compared to the way it looked before. It was just kind of sheer, but now it has a
little bling to it.
bling to it. And that would be super fun to put on the corners too. And you can use any kind of ribbon, any width, or any kind you like. Okay.
My daughters are gonna love my.
The little wreath, the little flowers around the windows, in the flower boxes. Again, super simple to make. They just look really hard to make. So you totally impress your friends and they think you're like super crafter and you're like, yep, I am. For the wreath, we're gonna first just make a little circle to glue the flowers onto. And a real simple way to do that. This one is a 1 1/4 inch, but it can be any size really that you have. And I punch a hole, then I just go a little bit bigger. This is 1 3/4, so this is just 1/2 inch bigger. So whatever the size you have, just go 1/2 inch bigger. And then you're just gonna center it. Kind of eyeball it, because you won't see the wreath underneath, so it just needs to be there to hold. Ta-da! And ta-da! And you have a circle. And that's the circle you're going to be building your wreath onto. So I took, because I wanted kind of a poinsettia look, I just took a little blossom that looks like this, but really any of the ones you have would work. And then I just started punching a whole bunch of them out. I like to open it up so I can kind of see where I'm punching. let's see if we can find one that has a center. Nope, none with centers, so I'm just going to punch a couple out. Okay. Now you have 2 of these. You take your glue dots, or a little bit of glue. These ones are just super easy to work with. Oh, I grabbed the big ones. Oh well. Use the micro dots. Because this is not really going to work really well. You can't probably see it on camera, but these are like super huge. I grabbed the wrong ones. It needs to be the micro.
But they'll still stick.
It'll still stick. And then you just layered. The reason you want the micro dots is because you want the petals to be able to separate. And now mine are all stuck together. That's the idea. And then you take a jewel from your jewel sheet, whichever you like. You just want it to kind of have a jewel in the middle. You put your jewel in the middle. Then you're going to take some ink. And I use white because we're doing snow. And you can just ink the edges. Ink a little bit on to give it a frosty look. I hope you can see that. And then what I also did, because we like it nice and glittery for winter, I just took and put a little bit of sparkly glue on there. And then you just make about 5 million of those. Okay, 4 million. And then you just stagger them onto the ring and build up your wreath to make it nice and fluffy. And in your noteworthy pack, you'll actually find that there is, let's see, I don't know if you can see it. It just has a little holly with some leaves on it. And that's what I used here. Again, I just inked the edges, put a little glitter on it, and put it on the wreath.
So you use that just right here.
I used that noteworthy right there. You can put a bow on it. Those leaves I kind of hand cut.
Okay. So just right there.
Or
so cute.
If you have punches, they have like holly punches that you can use, and that makes it a lot easier to just punch them out.
But if not, eyeball it and hand cut it.
Or snowflake punches. There's a billion different kind of punches out there. And you can use any of those on your project. You can punch out any shape you want out of the paper that's in the kit. For the roof shingles, you can just paper, or you can use whatever you want. I wanted something that kind of looked like candy because it is a gingerbread house, so I wanted something that kind of looked like candy. And the technique I used for that, let's move it again.
It's so cute.
Pretend this is part of the roof. This is a roof piece. And what I did, I just drew a 1/2 inch line to just kind of keep them straight, because eyeballing is good if you're good at it, but I am not so good at eyeballing. So I did a whole bunch of 1/2 inch. I just marked 1/2 inches all the way. Maybe I better do this with the marker so you can see better. And then I drew lines, and again they will be covered, so you won't see the lines, so you can draw lines just fine. And that's just for a guide. And then I punch out a whole bunch of little circles, again about 5 million.
What size? Does it matter?
This one is a 1 inch circle that I used for the house, but it can really be any size you want. And I just took paper and I punched all along your paper that you got. And if you'll notice, there might not be enough to do the whole roof in one color, and that's why I interchanged the colors. But you do have 2 sheets of the Fa La La paper if you wanted to use that.
Which is this one.
Yes. And that would be super cute on the other side too, to use that one and this one together. You can use whatever you want. We don't want you to copy this one, just use the techniques. And then what I did, I took some white ink, just inked part of it, because all you're going to see, if you can see, is just that much of the, thank you, Carly. Got to keep it within camera range here. And you just ink it. And you can even just dip it on there just to get enough of a frosty edge to it. And then I took score tape, 1/2 inch score tape. Carly's hogging the tape.
I like it. I told you I liked it.
She likes the sticky stuff. And just lay it down along your guide there. And again, this is easier to do before the roof is on, but it can be done while the roof is on. Because then you can kind of see how far in and out you want to go. And then I just took all the little circles and started layering them right on the guideline there. Just side by side, by side by side. You can sit and do this while you're watching a good movie or something. Or helping the kids with homework, because it'll take you a little while. And again, second line, put more tape on, and then you'll want to stagger them this time. You're still following your top guideline, but you want to stagger them every other one. And you'll notice there's going to be some overhang, but don't fret. Don't worry about it. We'll fix that really simply. When you get the whole roof done, you'll see it has a straight edge. You can either cut it, or I like the look, you can score it. Let me show you on the house. You can see how it kind of has a finished edge there. And what I did, I would just score it on the back and fold it. And then you have a nice clean edge all the way up.
And then it covers the chipboard
And
as
it
well.
covers the chipboard so you don't have to ink it. And you just keep going, and that's your roof.
Now, yours are kind of raised?
Mine are a little bit raised. Before I stuck them on,
Yes.
I just took this fun little tool that I can't find now. There it is. I took a little rounding tool. You can buy like clay tools, or they come like this with the styles on the other side. And then get kind of a squishy, like you can use your computer mouse pad, anything that has a little bit of give to it. And you just go along the edge like this before you ink it. And it'll make the edges just come up a little bit. So it just gives it that little bit of a
flare.
A ski slope. Good question, Carly. Okay. Another trick I wanted to show you, I put some icicles around the windows. I hope you can see it on camera. Maybe we hold it up just a little bit. The way that was done, let's say this is part of the roof that you want to put icicles on. If you have a heat tool, that's super, super helpful. That's what I used for this technique. I took some glossy accent. It's just like a glue. And I just poured it along the edges as I went. And I put quite a bit and held it straight upside down like this so it would run. And while I was doing that, I held up the heat tool because you see it drips pretty fast. But if you're holding up the heat tool while you're doing it, it'll kind of freeze those drips in midair.
Oh.
And that's how you get your drips.
Your little icicles.
Little icicles. I
Very
won't turn
clever.
the heat tool on because it gets kind of noisy. But it just kind of freezes.
Imagine that freezing.
Yeah, it just freezes right in midair. And that's where you get your icicles from. And just sit and play with that. And there's no right or wrong. The more random they look, the better they actually look. Another thing I like to do with a glossy accent, you can take a sheet on the back side of the mistletoe paper that has your ornaments on it. The back side has strings of light. I didn't put them on this project, but I thought that would be a super fun one to have. And you can like put them on the edges, you can put them anywhere you want. And all you do is just fussy cut. And I hope everybody knows what fussy cutting is. I didn't the first time I heard it, so I thought that sounds really weird. But essentially it's just cutting around an image. Just leave a teeny little edge on there. And you can ink it or whatever you want. and you just go around all the little lights so you have a string of light. And there's also some in your noteworthy.
Oh yes, see
You can kind of see right there. And I took glossy accent. If anybody did the train last year for Christmas, the Christmas advent calendar, I kind of taught this technique because I used that on there too.
If you want to do the train,
If you want to do the train, it's
on the
still
blog.
available. You can go see. But I'm just filling in with glossy accent right inside the light bulbs. And once they dry, you have cute little 3-dimensional light bulbs.
Very cute.
Also, on the paper with the ornaments, again, you can fussy cut around the ornaments, and you can hang them anywhere from the roof, or set them at the bottom so they look like you have little, these are big ornaments, so they'd be fun to set around the base of the house.
This is my favorite thing about crafting with you. You make me think outside the box. Like I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. Why did I do that?
That's why the challenge, so we can kind of
Make the most of what you have.
make the most of what you have and come up with some fun new things to do. But thank you, Farley.
You're welcome.
And one last thing, I kind of cheated a little bit, so I'm going to let you cheat too. I did use some fantasy snow from Delta. We're not promoting Delta at all. You can probably find several different things, but I used it on the rooftop and on the chimney, on the window boxes. It just adds a fun little dimension to the snow, and I glittered it. It has, some of them have glitters in them, and this one I just added a little extra glitter to make it sparkle for winter. So guys, girls, men, women, children, whoever's crafting.
Now it's your turn.
Now it's your turn. Get creative. Come up with some new fun ideas. Show us what you've got. Teach us. And don't forget to send it in.
Yes,
so
send
you
it
can
in.
win fabulous prizes.
Contact your retailer wherever you purchase your kit from and ask them where that you need to send it to them. And I cannot wait for you guys to fill up my inbox with your images. It's my favorite thing when I get to see what you guys have created. So send them in, get going, and I can't wait to see what you make. Thanks, you guys, for joining us.
Go get creative.
Bye-bye.